Greetings to you all. My name is Kinili Malap. So today I will be teaching you Mechanical Technology Grade 10 Automotive Engines Generic. So firstly, you have to know what a stroke is. Uh, in this topic, I'll be teaching you about a two-stroke engine and a four-stroke engine. So I'll show you examples explaining how they work. So, a stroke is the movement of the piston from top dead center to bottom dead center. A stroke is the movement of the piston from top dead center to the bottom dead center. So, in the diagrams, I'll be showing you what a piston is and at the top and the bottom. So, I'll be showing you that. So, the top dead center is the highest point the piston reaches in the what? In the cylinder. I'll also show you the cylinder. So the bottom dead center is the lowest point the piston reaches in the what? In the cylinder. So a dead center, these are positions where piston changes direction from up to down or from down to up. That's why we have what? A top dead center and a what? And a bottom dead center. They say no rotatory motion is produced at the dead center, but they are key points for timing, ignition, and valve action. A cycle is a complete set of events in an engine that includes intake, compression, and combustion and exhaust. So here I have a diagram for a two-stroke engine. Firstly, you have to know that one stroke is equals to half revolution of what? Of the crunch. So this is the crunch. You can see already this is the crunch. Crunch shaft, I mean. So I said what? One, one, one stroke. Okay, let me just talk. 'Cause okay, I said one stroke is equals to half the revolution of what? Of the crankshaft. Half the revolution of half the revolution of the what? Of the crankshaft. That's what you have to know. So this is the two-stroke engine, which means this two-stroke engine is what? Is one revolution what? The crankshaft. One revolution of the crankshaft. This is a what? Two-stroke. Since I told you that one stroke is what? Is equals to half the revolution of what? Half the revolution of the crankshaft. So here you have your piston. Eh? Let me say like this. Okay. This is your piston. This is your piston here. So here you have your piston and this is your cylinder. So now I have to explain the top dead center and the bottom dead center. The top dead center is the highest point that the piston reaches in a cylinder. The what? The highest point that this piston reaches where? In the cylinder. Then the bottom dead center is the lowest. Lowest what? Lowest position that the piston reaches in the what? In the cylinder. So, in a two-stroke engine, you must know that we have three different types of port, which is what? Exhaust port, intake port, and what? And transfer port. So, I'm going to explain to you how these ports works. Let's start with the intake port. The intake port name, let me say maybe here it's open. Okay, let's not start with the input. Let's start with this piston. Eh? So if this piston goes up, if it goes up, let me just say like this, okay? Let me use, okay. If this piston, if this piston goes up, if this piston goes up, not down. If this piston goes up here at the top here, again it goes up, the piston goes up, there will be what? Combustion. There will be what? Combustion because the piston does what? It goes up. Then if this piston goes down, If it goes down, if the piston goes down and down, then when it goes down, the air that is in here, it will do what? The air, the agar when it goes up, it makes barking combustion. So when it goes down, agar here there will be air here. The air that is here will go out in this exhaust port, like it will go. Then when it goes down, the intake port is at work because the intake port will do what? Will bring in the what? The air. Then the transfer port is will also work because the air that is here will be transferred there because what? Because the piston will do what? Will be what? Will be going down. That's the thing that you have to know. Or this is how the two-stroke engine works. So let's go to the four-stroke engine. Okay. So the four-stroke engine has valves. The other thing that you have to know about the two-stroke engine is that it has what? Ports. Then the four-stroke engine has what? It has valves. So for the intake stroke of the four-stroke engine, the intake stroke air fuel mixtures will be here. Then this is your exhaust valve, ne? So for your power stroke, this is your power stroke. Then this is your exhaust stroke. Then this is also your exhaust stroke. So let me explain better with this one. Okay. Four-stroke cycle. Four-stroke cycle, this here is what is air plus fuel. So okay, let me go back to two-stroke engine. Here, when I said air, I was giving an example. It is air plus fluid, ne? When I was saying air, I was giving an example so that you can do what? You can understand how it works. Okay, let's go to the four-stroke air cycle or engine. So, the four-stroke engine, for the intake is the air plus fluid mixture is drawn in, intake valves open. For the intake valve, the air plus fluid mixture is drawn in. It is what? It is going in. When it goes in like this, the intake valve do what? It opens. So the valve here opens. So you have to know, or this I get it, these are valves. These are valves. So for the intake stroke, the air plus fluid mixture in the drone in is drawn in. So your air mixture here, your air fuel and mixture is drawn in. So the what? This valve, the valve do what? The valve open for the what? For the air to come in. Do you understand me? Then for your compression, air plus is compressed, intake and exhaust are closed. So intake for your compression stroke, ne? Your what? Your air, they are compressed. I get this is your air mixed fluid here. It is what? It is compressed, which means what? Which means the intake and exhaust valve are what? Are closed. So I get it when the intake valve is at work, the valves do what? They open up so that the air mixture can do what? Can can go in. So here at compression stroke, your intake valve and your intake valve and your exhaust valve are doing what? Are closed. So the air here is the air plus fuel, the not fluid, the air plus fuel mixture here is what? Is compressed. So let's go to this one. Then I was giving an example for compression. So let me give you an example for a power. For a power what? A power stroke. So a power stroke, spark plug firing. you have to know that the spark plug is this one. The spark plug is this one. So your spark plug firing explosion forces piston down. So the piston does what? The piston goes down. The piston, this is your piston, right? So your piston goes down. Your piston goes down. Both valves are closed. So both of these valves, both of them, yeah, this is your valve second. Both of them are what? Are closed. That's what you have to know, that your piston, it goes down, both valves are open, then this spark plug is firing. It's for your power. Then you have power. So let's go to exhaust stroke. Ah, piston pushes out burnt gases. This is your piston. Never forget. This is your piston. So your piston does what? Pushes what? Okay, so you have to let me. Mhm. Uh, this is your piston. This here is your piston. Your piston does what? Your piston pushes burnt gas out. Exhaust valve is open. So now your what? Your exhaust valve is what? Is open because what? Because the because the piston pushes out the burnt gas. So this piston here, this piston pushes out. It pushes out. It pushes out the what? It pushes out the burnt gas. So your what? Your exhaust valve will be open. So I think now you understand. So let me say tell you the difference between the two-stroke engine and the four-stroke engine. So, okay, the first difference between a four-stroke engine and a two-stroke engine is that a four-stroke engine it has valves. It has what? It has these valves. So a two-stroke engine does not have valves, but it has what? It has ports. Ne? The other thing that you have to know is that the ports are simpler design. These ports they are simpler designed, but the valves here they are more complex. Like the valves here, they are more complex. So the other thing that you have to know is that the four-stroke engine is used in cars, motorcycles, and generators. The what? The four. This one, the four-stroke engine is used in what? Cars, motorcycles, and generators. The two-stroke engine is used in what? In scooters, outboard motors, the two-stroke engine. Then the other thing that you have to know is that the four-stroke engine, it's heavier due to additional parts. So this four-stroke engine, it has additional parts. You can also see. So it is what? It is heavier. So this one for two-stroke engine, it is lighter and more compact. It is what? It is lighter and more compact. So the other thing you have to know is that the four-stroke engine it uses a separate oil in cranches. So I carry this are your crankshaft, these things. So the four-stroke engine uses a separate oil in the cranches. So the two-stroke uses a mixed oil with fluid, a mixed oil with fluid. So I think that's all for today. I think you have understood. You know that the four-stroke engine has valves, the two-stroke engine has what? Has ports. You know that the four-stroke engine is heavier and the two-stroke engine is not heavy. The four-stroke engine is more complex. The two-stroke engine is what? Is simple. So you know that this stroke engine, it has additional parts. Then you know that this one used oil mixture fluid and this one used separate oil. Then you on the crankshaft. So you know that the two-stroke engine is one revolution of the crankshaft. Is one what? Is one revolution of the crankshaft. The four-stroke engine is what? Is two revolution of the what? Of the crankshaft. I told you at the beginning of the lesson that One stroke equals to what? Equals to half a revolution of a crankshaft. So I think we are done for today, and thank you.